What's up, music lovers? Thank you so much for clicking on my channel, and this is a video I was not expecting to make. I didn't plan. I'm just rushing in because as of today, Mike Portnoy has rejoined Dream Theater after 13 years of being away, and that is pretty awesome and worth talking about. Even cooler is the fact that Dream Theater is going to be going into the studio soon, so we are going to have a Dream Theater album with Mike Portnoy playing drums for the first time since 2009 with Black Clouds and Silver Linings. So even though I wasn't planning to make a video today, I figured we gotta talk about this. I think it's a pretty good opportunity to look back and reflect on the Mike Mangini era and to speculate on what kind of sound and what kind of direction Dream Theater is going to be going in the future. But before we get into all that, please like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. If you like rock and heavy metal and progressive rock and just music in general, I think you'll find a lot to like in this channel. And you know, trying to build a nice little community of music lovers here, so hopefully you'll do that. With all that out of the way, I just want to say that although Mike Mangini has gotten a lot of flack over the years, I still like his era overall. I do think there was a bit of a drop in quality, and of the 5 albums they did with Mangini on drums, I only really consider 2 of them to be spectacular. That being the first one they did, A Dramatic Turn of Events, and their most recent one that they did, A View from the Top of the World. I went into more detail in a video where I ranked every single Dream Theater album, but essentially I don't consider the other 3 to be horrible, but they are missing something. There's something about them that just doesn't feel quite right, especially when compared to a lot of the stuff that they did with Mike Portnoy. And that in no way is a reflection of Mike Mangini as a drummer. He is an incredible musician, and if you look on just a technical level, he probably is a bit better than Mike Portnoy, but there's just something when you have certain people who have a history together, come from a similar area, just kind of grew up together, they're able to make music in a way that is different than when there's someone who's joining a pre-established band. Even if he's been there for 10 years or so, there's still going to be something that is not quite the same energy as people who practically grew up together. And Mike Mangini, to his credit, released a statement saying something along the lines of he always saw himself as a temporary fill-in for when Mike Portnoy would eventually return, kind of like Tim Owens when he joined Judas Priest. They always were looking back and saying, well, that guy's obviously going to come back because this is his band. And I'm sure that Mike Mangini is going to have gigs and drum clinics that he can go to and get paid a good amount of money for the rest of his life for having been a member of Dream Theater. I mean, the guy is one of the most insanely technical drummers you can ever hope to see live, so I'm sure he'll do fine. And I don't think this news was that much of a shock to Mike Mangini when you look back over the last few years. You had Mike Portnoy playing on John Petrucci's most recent solo album. You also had Petrucci, Rudess, and Portnoy playing together on LTE 3. So I think for the last couple of years, within the minds of the members of Dream Theater and Mike Portnoy, this idea of like, hey, we can get back together again has kind of been floating around. And with Mike Portnoy coming back to Dream Theater, I'm just really excited for what the future might hold. Dream Theater is an amazing band. They're one of my favorites. They have their distinct sound, but what I hope to see is that hopefully Mike Portnoy will bring something a little bit more modern to them. Portnoy always seems to be looking around at the other progressive metal bands that Dream Theater inspired, bands like Leprous, Caligula's Horse, Haken, and he seems to be more open to going in that direction. And while I don't want Dream Theater to abandon their sound completely, to see them incorporate more of what's going on in the modern progressive metal community would be pretty cool. I bet they could do a really good take on it. And that just makes me really excited for the possibilities for their new album that they're going to be working on. I thought they crushed it with their last album. I think they had a string of amazing albums with Portnoy, and I'm just really, really excited to see what they do next. But enough about me. What are your thoughts about Mike Portnoy coming back to join Dream Theater? And what did you think of the Mangini era as a whole? What were your favorite albums from it? Also, what kind of direction do you hope to see Dream Theater go in on their future albums? Let me know in the comments below. And if you like this video and you want to see more like it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All that YouTube stuff. I know it's a cliche to ask, but it really does help the channel grow, and I appreciate it. Thank you in advance for that. I also have a new instrumental song out called Waking Giant. If you want to check that out, there's a link below. Once again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you at the next video. Peace.